Hello, everybody. Today we're going to be chatting everything and anything pickleball protective eyewear. So this has been a very, very hot subject pretty much since the start of 2024, but really going back into sort of the end of 2023 when a certain paddle by the name of the Gearbox Pro Power came out. And so now, especially with the launch of these new Gen 3 EULA paddles, it's a question that we see circulating the internet a ton. I've heard from other people. I've asked people about it. I myself have pondered it after playing against some of these certain paddles. And so, you know, for me personally, I've tried a number of eyewear, which is what I'm going to be reviewing for you guys today in this kind of somewhat lengthy but somewhat brief interview of them. So first off, this is my protective eyewear box. Yeah, so I know some of you guys have seen me with this at the courts, but pretty much in here is where I'm keeping several different pairs, cases. So I'm going to go with the very first pair that I actually got probably about almost 2 years ago and just kept them in the bag just in case. I never really felt the need to use them until recently. And this is the Onyx Pickleball Protective Eyewear. Here, I'll take the headphones off quick to put them on, just so you guys can see how they look on. So they look like this. This is the clear lens. So all of these will have the clear lens in them, except for the last one, which will have a photochromatic lens. And so I don't know why they're slanted right now like that. Normally they don't look slanted like that. They look normal. But this is these ones. So I liked these ones. I used these for a bit. But so a couple things about me. I don't wear glasses pretty much ever. The only time I wear glasses is sunglasses in the car or going to the beach. So, I'll wear a hat from time to time while playing pickle to try and keep the sweat out of my eyes or whatever else. I do recommend, by the way, wearing a hat if you wear this kind of protective eyewear, just because it's not as sweat resistant as the bigger one. But yeah, so these are these ones. I really like these. My only issue with them is that the lens is a little magnified and it's messing with my eyes. So they're not for me because of that. But other than that, I think it was like 35 bucks on Dick's Sporting Goods. They're always in stock, usually there. They're pretty solid and they're by a pickleball brand and they have interchangeable lenses. I have them in here. They have a couple different options for interchangeable lenses. So they're pretty good. I would give these like a B. You know, Mine did eventually fog, but playing indoors in a club where it was probably almost 100% humidity, that's going to happen. So, anyways, moving along here, we have number two. This is just straight up a $20 pair from Amazon by the brand Hunter Ski. I did actually two pairs by them. So I did this pair, and then I did what'll be our first example of kind of the larger model of them, this pair. And so I actually like this model more personally. I just find it more comfortable and more protective. And I find it just looks better for me in terms of like look and playability, and it doesn't like move around on my head a ton. But so this is kind of these two, they're good. They're kind of what you expect out of a 10, 15, $20 Amazon lens. They're good. They're going to fog eventually, even though they say they're anti-fog and all this. If you're a sweater, which I'm starting to realize I am a little bit of one. I didn't really think I was prior to doing this. But then the third pair here is actually, this is technically outdoors only. These are Smith sunglasses, which is a pretty nice brand of sunglasses, but they have interchangeable lenses and they are technically for pickle. As you can see, you can't even see my eyes right now. So, yep, it's a polarized lens, but it does work indoor, outdoor. They're pretty good. I will be using them solely for outdoor, but yeah, so I do like these. I would give these kind of like a B plus. And then I would give the two Amazon ones like a C plus to a C. I mean, they'll work for some people, I'm sure. I know some people that were like, oh, yeah, I just popped on Amazon. I got a $20 one and it works. Hey, great for you. For me personally, the only pair that I could play indoor, outdoor with seamlessly without changing lenses, without, you know, constantly breaking out the spray and the mini towel and all that. The only brand that I could do that with to date, and I have to shout out Natasha Linton because she gave me the recommendation, is the carbon pivots. These have been my go-to. I do not play without them on at this point, indoor and outdoor. I will admit they've done a lot better outdoor for me so far, but I think it's because we're in the springtime, entering the summer, and indoor is like extremely hot these days. So I think that that's why, but I'll just break them out for you guys. So these are the carbon pivot right here. They're kind of that bigger model that we just talked about with the carbon logo. These are what they look like on. This is what's called the photochromatic lens. So right now it's relatively clear. It's actually a touch smudgy for me right now because I did not wipe it after I hit. I usually don't wipe these during a session. I usually wipe them after a session and that's it if I have to. Honestly, the past few sessions I haven't had to, so that might be why they're a smidge smudgy right now. But yeah, so I believe it was like $95 before the discount code. I was able to get a couple different discount codes within there to work, which knocked it down to like under 90 bucks. Huge fan of these. First off, they look a lot better than the other lenses. They're a little clunky. You have to get used to them at first. They technically have, let me grab it here. This is what you'll get. You'll get this little carbon bag. You get them in this case as well. They have their own kind of cleaning cloth. Here, make sure I show the carbon logo. Which you just go like that with. Bang, 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 bang. These would technically be clean then. They come with a polarized lens. They come with this case with the little lens holder, which is actually really nice. It's built into the case, and pretty much no other sunglass cases have this. I'm a big fan of it personally, so highly recommend that. They also have the kind of, this is how yours will come on at first, is they'll come with this piece on, which is like the bottom to it, kind of. I'm going to just hold it up for example. This is an attachable nose piece. So for me personally, with this on, it was too much. Like it was just too much glasses. And so I had to take it off. I just put the nose piece on. I have tried both lenses. I prefer the clear to photochromatic one. And I have a story behind this that's pretty funny that I'll tell you in a moment. But they also come with this little thing as well, which if I did the video correctly, you can put it like this. And it's like you have a little pair of reading glasses, kind of. So I did not put mine on personally. I don't really see the point in this for pickle, but hey, you guys do you. But they come with that, and then they come with this neat little instruction book on how to use and clean your pivots properly. Huge fan of this. I think for 95 bucks, this is a steal. I think Carbon's doing a great job with off-court products. I do like their paddles as well, but I think they're a little pricey personally. I think they're a little similar to some other current paddles on the market that might be in a better price range. That's how I'll put it. But I have several people I know that are swear by the Carbon paddles and they swear by the Carbon products. I can attest now, owning both the Carbon eraser and now the Carbon pivots, they make a great product. That much is for sure. So I highly recommend these. I'm giving these an A- to an A. The only reason they're not like a clear-cut A is because you do have to clean this a little. It's got its quirks. It can be a touch clunky at times, a touch loose, but other than that, if you get used to it, it's pretty good. My story that I wanted to say is, so when I got these, These lenses were like this. They were clear as day. I went literally straight outside with them because it said the photochromatic sticker on that, whatever. I took the sticker off. I was like, all right, let's test these puppies out. I stood in the sun probably 10, 15 minutes like this, just walking around with this on. Went back inside. They're still clear as day. I'm like, okay, that's strange. So I warned them a couple times driving around just to test them out before I played in them. Then I played in them. They did good. That was when I realized I needed to take this out and put this in. Played them a few more times. These were indoor hits for the most part. They're clear. No color change. Nothing. Nothing was happening for me. I write Carbon and I say, hey, you guys, you said this was a photochromatic lens. I've checked the product listing. I got it directly from the Carbon website. This should be a photochromatic lens. This is a clear lens with a photochromatic sticker on it. Could you send me the photochromatic lens? They write me back probably like I don't know, few hours after, which is pretty good response time for compared to some of these companies. So shout out Carbon support team there. And they said, hey, we have you tried wearing them outside? They're photochromatic, they'll change in the sunlight. I walked outside and I took a picture of me in direct sunlight with them on, and you can see it clear as day. And they said, oh, so sorry, that's a mistake on our end. We'll send you them. They sent me them free of charge. I'm still waiting for them to come in. They haven't come in the mail just yet, but they should be here any day now. So huge shout out to Carbon for owning that because, hey, Q&A or whatever, QC, sorry, can happen, quality control. And I'm sure they're selling a ton of these because they're great lenses. So I go outside to play outside in them. For the first time, I'm actually like playing outside in them rather than just walking around or standing around. And I'm halfway through a session and I notice my lenses are like almost this color on a water break. And I'm like, what in the? And then I was like, oh, they actually are photochromatic. So what happened is it just took a little while to activate. So for some of you guys that have, you know, some of the Carbon lenses and, the photochromatic might not seem like it's working any right away, give it a little bit of time. It will work. If they did actually send you a clear lens by an accident, write Carbon and they will get you situated. So huge shout out to Carbon for these. I'm a huge fan. I'm at the point I don't not play in these pretty much unless it's some random out of the blue unplanned hit. So what I've done as well, these obviously they stay in the case in my bag, just like that. And then what I do as well is I leave a brand similar to this as backup in my like glove compartment in case whatever there's a last minute hit and I don't have the time to grab my bag. But yeah, so that's pretty much my eyewear review. Shout out all the brands that are in eyewear, everyone that's trying to push this initiative. At this point, look, guys, the eyes are the only part of your brain that's outside of your body. You need to have some form of protection if we're going to be playing with paddles that are so hot that they can literally I don't even know, literally take people's eyes out is what I'm seeing on some of these, forums and threads. So, definitely be aware of it, be protective. It's not mandatory. I don't know if we'll get to that point in pickleball or not. I hope not. I hope the paddles don't get that hot that's a point that we're making eyewear mandatory. But if you're looking for a review and some recommendations, highly recommend the Carbon Pivot. For those of you that like a more profile, I would recommend the Onyx, or for those of you that do wear glasses normally, the Onyx is pretty good. You could check out the Hunter Sky stuff as well on Amazon if you just want a cheap pair to toss on, when you play against one of these hot paddles. And yeah, so this is a little bit of a different review because I did multiple products. I know that, but this is our kind of eyewear review and eyewear kind of info session here. All right, we'll see you guys.